Dear students, welcome to the class of data structure. So, in the previous video, we have seen one of the graph traversal technique, that was breadth first search. Okay, in this video, we'll see the next graph traversal technique, that is depth first search. So, as the name suggests, it searches deeper in the tree. What we do here, we choose a vertex as a source vertex, and we go on exploring neighbors of that particular vertex. Okay, so whenever a vertex is chosen, suppose this is the graph, for example. What this is the graph, given graph. So suppose A, I have chosen a source vertex. So I will start with this vertex. I will go to this vertex, either E, or I will go to either C. Suppose I go to E, then I will discover D, and then at D I will check whether any neighbors of D is left for discovering or not. So when all the neighbors of D has been discovered, or all the adjacency list has been examined, so well, we are done with this vertex. So basically what we do, we choose a source vertex, we keep on traversing until we reach to a dead end, like until we reach to a vertex where there are no neighbors to explore. Then we backtrack, and then we do the same thing with the previous vertices. We search for their neighbors, and if there are no neighbors to be dead end, then again we backtrack, and so on. So this is how the first search works. One of the differences between the first search and the first search is that, suppose if there is any node or any vertices, number of vertices which are not reachable from the chosen source vertex, then after completing one iteration of search from the source vertex, it chooses a new source vertex, and it again implement a complete algorithm on that particular source vertex. So in this way we can see that, as in depth first search there is only a single depth first tree. In depth first search we can have more than one depth first tree. So basically depth first search creates a depth first forest, which consists of, it can consist of several trees because search is repeated from various sources again and again. Again, like depth first search also use the coloring scheme. So initially all vertices are white. As they are discovered, they become gray, and as they are finished. Finished means when the adjacency list of that particular vertex has been examined completely, it turns black. Also, the first search allocates a timestamp to every vertex. Whenever a vertex is discovered, a time v dot d is allocated to vertex v, and when we have done examining all the nodes in the adjacency list of v, then we get a finish time v dot f. Okay, so while this scheme of time stamping is very useful while doing the topological sorting of the graph, so there the first search is used as an application. So also in the first search, we have four edges type that is defined. So tree edges are those edges which falls in a path through which we have done searching. Like for example, suppose this is the graph. Suppose for example this is the graph, and we chose this vertex as source vertex. So from here we move here, and from here we move here. Suppose this path we have chosen. Again, while backtracking, we move to here. Again, this as we have chosen, and we move here to F, and then move here to G. So lots of edges we have not explored here, basically. Okay. So this edge is not explored. 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 So all the explored edges are basically tree edges. Now the unexplored edges can be divided into three categories. There are back edge, forward edge, and cross edge. So what is a back edge? A back edge connects a vertex U and V, where U is descendant and V is ancestor in a path. Like for example, if you see this path, so we are going from A to B and B to C. So the edge C to A, it means descendant is connected to ancestor. Descendant is connected to ancestor. So this edge is basically a backward edge represented by B. Similarly, in a forward edge, an ancestor is connected to descendant in a path. So like for example, say mm, let's have this path. So E, F and G, and there is a edge from E to G. So this edge is E to G, this edge is basically forward edge, because here in this path the ancestor is connected to descendant. So what is ancestor? A vertex which comes, suppose a vertex U comes before vertex V in a path, then U is ancestor and V is descendant, obviously, you all know that. So this edge is represented by F. All other type of unexplored edges are called cross edges, so they are represented by C. So shortly we'll see an example and you will understand this. Suppose this is the question given. So this is the graph. You can choose any vertex as a source vertex, as a source vertex. Suppose I am choosing S as source. So how do I start the first search? First of all, whenever we'll visit a vertex, it will be colored gray. So initially every vertex color is white. This is also white. This is also white. This is also white. 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 So I've chosen S as a source vertex. I visit vertex S, and as soon as I visit vertex S, its color become gray. So now color of S is gray, and I assign a start time here. So since this is the first vertex, so start time is 1. Now from S, I will start exploring the adjacency list of X. So adjacency list of X, we have C, we can go to Z and we can go to W. Suppose I am choosing this path. So I have discovered Z now. So its color will become gray, and start time 2 because one I have already used, so second vertex to explore. Now again from Z I can go to W and I can go to Y. So suppose I am going to Y. So again its color will become gray because it has been discovered. Start time 3. From Y I came to X. Its color became gray. Start time 4. Now from X I cannot go anywhere. Why? Because only neighbor is Z. It has already been explored. So we have done examining all the adjacency list of X. So when we have examined all the adjacency list of X, its color will become black. So now X is finally black, and whenever a vertex becomes black, we allocate a finish time to it. So finish time will be just incremented by 1. So finish time here is 5. So since we have provided a finish time to X, we'll backtrack. So this path we have chosen, so we backtrack, we go to Y. Now we check the neighbors of Y. So there is no neighbor of Y to explore, so this will also become black because adjacency list has been examined, and finish time is 6. Then again we backtrack, we come to Z. So we see that one neighbor of Z, W, is not yet explored, so we'll go to W. So this path we'll choose. We are examining the adjacency list of Z now. So Y has been examined, W is left. So we'll provide a start time. So last time stamp was 6, so start time is 7 now. Now we check neighbors of W. So neighbor of W was X, already explored, so no neighbor is left. So its adjacency list has been examined, so its color will become black and will allocate a finish time. Now we'll again backtrack, we'll go to Z. Since all neighbors of Z has been explored, its color will become black and finish time. Then we backtrack to S. We check the neighbors of S. So neighbor of S, W, is already explored, Z is already explored, so we'll assign a. So since the list has been examined, color turns to black and we'll assign a finish time here. Okay, so now these are vertices which are left, we do not fall in this particular path, so we'll choose a vertex as a source vertex again. So any vertex I can choose as source vertex. Suppose I'm choosing T as source vertex. So last time stamp was 10. I will allocate 11 start time here, and its color will be gray now. So from T I can go to either V or I can go to either U. So suppose I'm coming to U. I'm choosing this path. So here start time 12. From U I can go to V and T. So T has already been discovered. So I'm going to V. Start time. From V I cannot go anywhere because one adjacent list was S and other adjacent vertex was W, or both have been explored. So we have done, this is great, this is great. So we have done examining the adjacency list of V. So its color will turn to black and finish time. Then we'll backtrack, we come to U. All the vertex adjacent to U have been examined. So adjacency list has been exhausted. So we'll allocate us finish time here. Then we'll backtrack, we come to T. Its color became black here since finish time has been allocated. So again all the vertices adjacent to T has been explored. So color turns black and finish time. So the path that we have chosen was this and this. So this is done now. Now we want to label edges as backward, forward and cross edges. So which edges are left? This is left. We didn't include this edge in path. This edge we didn't include in path. This is. So there are lots of edges which were not included in path. So let's see which is backward, which is forward, and which is cross edge. So as x to z. So if you see the path z y x. So path z y x exists. So descendant to ancestor x to z. So this is a backward edge. Now wx do not fall in any path because we have not chosen this edge. So this is a cross edge. Now S to W. So again you can see the path from S Z W. So path you can see is S Z W. This path we have explored. So ancestor is connected to descendant. So this is a forward edge. Again V and W are not following any path. So cross edge. Now V and S again not following any path. Cross edge. T and S no path. Cross edge. Now T to U to V. This is a path. So we have T U V. So ancestor to descendant we have S. So this is a forward edge. And U to T. So this is a backward edge because ancestor is connected to descendant is connected to ancestor. So even if you are not labeling the edge, your this DFS is completed, but it's good to label edges as backward, forward or cross edges. So now this is also this, we have already used this path. So this is how DFS works. I hope it is quite clear. Okay. So step by step we can see this. So this example I have taken from Coreman. So step by step, suppose we have taken a source vertex, so color is gray, start time is 1. Then we move to V, this path we have chosen, highlighted, color is gray, value is 2. Then from V we have moved to Y, so color gray, this path we have chosen, value is 3, start time is 3. Then from Y we have moved to X, so color is 4, gray, color is gray, start time is 4. From X we cannot go anywhere, so X will become black and finish time will allocate here. So, and this is also backward edge because in path you can see that descendant is connected to ancestor. So finish time 5. Now we'll backtrack, we'll go here. So no neighbors of y are yet to be explored, it is complete. So again we'll allocate a finish time of 6 and its color will become black. Then we'll go to V, no neighbors left, so finish time 7, color black. Then we go to U, no neighbors left, so finish time 8, color black. Okay. So this path we have done, and this is a forward edge. If you can see, the path is UVYX. So U to V is a forward edge, ancestor to descendant. Now we'll choose this as a source vertex. So new time is 9 here, and from here color will become gray. From here I can go to Z, so it's 10, color become gray. So from Z we cannot go anywhere, so this is a cross edge now because it has no relationship as in path. So now we have done with Z, so finish time 11, and since self loop is considered as a backward edge, so B, and finally we go here, finish time 12. So this is how step by step you can solve. Okay. So for sake of the explanation, in the same example, if we choose some other vertex as source vertex, let's see what will happen. So I am just explaining this once again. So now we'll choose some other vertex, say W, or so why I am telling you this, because whatever vertex you choose, your finish time will be same. Last finish time. So last finish time we got is 16. So whatever vertex you choose, obviously you're going to get the same finish time, 16. The only thing is that your backward cross and forward edges can change here. Or even if you choose the same source vertex but different path, so finish time of different vertices and discovery time of different vertices can change, but still you will get the finish time, last finish time 16. So suppose now I am choosing T as the source vertex. So I am choosing T as source. So when I will discover it, color became gray 1, and from here I can go here also, here also. Suppose I am going to V, I am choosing this path. So 2, and its color will become gray because it is discovered. From here suppose I am going to W, so color gray, start time 3. From W suppose I am going to X, so color gray 4. From X suppose I am going to Z, so color will become gray 5. And from Z I am going to Y, so color gray and 6. So there are no neighbors of Y, so adjacency list of Y has been exhausted, so color will become black. Finish time 7. Then we'll backtrack, we go to Z, so we'll see neighbors of Z. So W has already been explored, there is no neighbor of Z left, so finish time 8. Then we'll backtrack, we come to X, no neighbor of X left, finish time 9. Then we'll backtrack, we come to W, no neighbor of W left, finish time 10. Then we backtrack, and whenever we'll allocate a finish time, all vertices probably will become black, so this is obvious. Okay, so we backtrack, we come to V, so neighbor of V, S is still left, so we go to S, start time 11. So again from S I cannot go anywhere because this is already discovered, so it is discovered, converted to black, and finish time 12. Then we backtrack, from V I cannot go anywhere, so finish time 13. Then we backtrack, so from T I can go to U, so start time 14, color black gray, and from U I cannot go anywhere because T has already been discovered, so finish time 15, color black. Okay, then we backtrack, this path we have chosen, we backtrack, so color become black, and finish time 16. So even if I choose a different vertex and different path, the final finish time that I will get is 16. Now since we have already chosen a different path, now we can again assign backward cross and forward edges. So this is, so if you see the path is W, X, Z, Y. So path is W, X, Z, Y. So Y to Z is connected. So ancestor to, sorry, descendant to ancestor. So this is a backward edge. Now coming to this is, so WXZ. Okay, so again descendant to ancestor, so this is also backward edge. Coming to this edge, so this edge is not in any path, so cross edge. Coming to this edge, so again B to S, and from S we are not going anywhere, so this is not in a path, cross edge. Coming to this is, so TBS, so T to S, so basically ancestor to descendant, this is a forward edge. Coming to this is, so path is TU, and this path we have not chosen any, so this is a cross edge. And again TU, so this is a backward edge because descendant to ancestor. So in this way you can solve the complete question. Okay, so the same example is here also. Here S is chosen as source vertex, so 1, from here we went to Z, so 2, then we went to Y, so 3, then we went to X, to 4. From X we cannot go anywhere, so 5 is the finish time, then we backtrack. Here 6 is the finish time, then we backtrack, and we went to W. 7 is the start time, and we cannot go anywhere, so 8 is the finish time, we backtrack. 9 is the finish time, we backtrack. 10 is the finish time. Now we have chosen this vertex 11, here we got 12, 13 finish time, 14 vertex. The example you have already solved. Now this is something that the vertices having path are shown. So from S we went to Z, and from Z we went to Y, and we went to W. Okay, and from Y we went to X. So if you see the path, X to Z, Z to Y, W, and S. This is one path. Another disconnected path was from T we went to V, and from V T we went to U. So these are the edges which we have used as path. So other edges that we have to show is X to Z. So X to Z is a backward edge. So X to Z edge is a backward edge. Then edge is W to X. So this is a cross edge. Then edge is S to W. This is a forward edge. Okay. Then edge is B to W. So this is a cross edge. Then edge is B to S. This is also a cross edge. Then edge is U to V. This is also a cross edge. And then U to T. This is also backward edge. Okay. So this is the complete diagram that shows the path and backward, forward, and cross edges. Now coming to algorithm. So what we have done, see, every vertex is initially white. So DFSG colors every vertex as white, and initially parent of every vertex is null. Time is 0, and then we call DFS widget G on a particular vertex U. So we take a vertex U, since we have discovered this, time is incremented, so 0, so 1. If the last time stamp is 1, then it will be 2. If the last time is 2, then it will be 3, as we have done, as we have allocated time for start and discovery time and finish time. Okay. Then color will be gray because we have visited the vertex. Then we are scanning the complete adjacency list of U. So when the complete adjacency list of U has been explored, then U color is black, and we allocate a finish time by incrementing time by 1. So this is the complete algorithm. Running time is order of B plus E. So hope the first search is clear and this video was useful. Thanks for watching.